Hello everybody and welcome to Skrrt Garage. My name is Connor and today is new car reveal day. And yes, you can see the fog coming from my breath. It is freezing here in Oklahoma. I normally would film this outside, but it is so uncharacteristic like of Oklahoma. It's 3 degrees, tons of snow, and I just want to get this video out to you guys. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you the car and then we'll talk about the massive elephant that is in the garage. Ready? Here we go. Yes guys, this is the car, and at the time of making this video, there's only one person who correctly guessed what this car would be based on the sound clip in my last video, and that is Mr. Wolfie. So if you're watching this, congrats brother, good job, you knew it. I tried to stump you guys by not revving it completely out and just letting the kind of intake and the wastegate just kind of blow off and make that doo-doo-doo-doo sound to throw you guys off a little bit, but you guys were very good and very clever. So that was really fun. Thank you for participating in that last video. And congrats Wolfie on guessing it correctly. Now, the reason why I got this car is pretty important because if you guys remember my very last video, the whole reason why I sold my F-Type was, you know, I like trying things that are new, I care about depreciation, I wanted 4 seats, all those things were kind of factors. And a few of you astute members or subscribers on this channel will remember that the first car that I ever made videos with was a white 2018 BMW M2. And here I am a few years later with a black 2018 BMW M2. And there's a very good reason why I have this car. And first and foremost, the reason why I came full circle and got another one was because my white car, my white 2018 M2 was a dual clutch automatic transmission car. And this is a 6-speed manual transmission car. And that in and of itself completely changes the way that this car feels under acceleration, under, you know, load, turning, shifting, all that stuff. It just feels so different with the manual and how you have to think about each little movement that you do with the car. So that's why it was different enough for me to want one of these, but there are a few other reasons and I want to talk about that real quick. First and foremost, when I had that 2018 M2, I bought it in 2017, and at the time you could buy a used M2 for like $53,000 or you could buy a brand new M2 for like $56,000. And so I ended up just buying a new one, and that was the first new car that I've ever bought off of the dealership lot. And it was a really good experience. I had a lot of fun building the car how I wanted to, shipping it over, and you know, putting all those modifications on it. I took it from, you know, stock obviously from the dealership to a full stage 2 full bolt-on car, and I had a lot of fun. And sadly, you know, kind of tragically, I had to sell the car very quickly. Go figure, that's kind of what I do. But basically when I bought the car, my plan was to buy it at the mid-cycle refresh, because 2018 is technically the mid-cycle refresh for the 2 Series. And I was gonna hold it for another 2 years till just about the final year of the 7-year life cycle and then sell it. But a very strange thing happened at BMW. The European laws came down with a new regulation on emissions, and BMW decided, instead of paying all that money to have the N55 that's in this car be retuned and re-equilibrated for emissions, it was just gonna dump the engine. And it decided to do that 1 year after the mid-cycle refresh. And that's a big deal because that essentially made 2 mid-cycle refreshes. This car, the LCI, and then the year right after they basically did another more complete and better LCI with a better engine, with a better interior, with the seats and the mirrors and little stuff like that. that when all this was taking place, when I had my white car, I knew that the depreciation on this would suffer. And so essentially what I decided to do was sell this car before depreciation hit too bad. And so with that, you know, I parted out my car and I sold it, and I really didn't end up losing too much. And I am really thankful I did that, because these cars, they're going for a lot less. You know, now you can find them for anywhere between low to mid 40s, and you know, when I sold my car, it was low to mid 50s. So yeah, depreciation definitely hit the older style engine, the N55 on the M2, and so I am glad that I sold it back then, but I didn't have long enough with the car, and I think that ultimately is why I want another one. Plus, it has rear seats. You can put a car seat back there, no problem, if you have to. And that kind of transitions the car from not being a purely weekend, but it can also be a daily and a weekend, where we can throw the whole family in there and take a little cruise around the block and have some fun. Another reason, guys, is I'm getting a lot more interested in autocross. I've been going to all the events the last few years, and I've always wondered how my M2 would do at an autocross event. And you know, when I owned my M2, I lived in Utah, and so it was always just so cold and so snowy that I never really went to any of those events, because I wasn't there in the summer. I was normally back here in Oklahoma. And so I never really participated with any chapter of autocross. But this year, with this car, I really, really want to. And so my whole plan is to modify it, get it totally ready for its class, and start competing. So that's another reason why I wanted this car. And lastly, this car was low enough in my budget that I could buy it outright, and I could still hang on to the DILF, my E30 wagon, for as long as I want to. If I want to sell it, I can, and you know, buy another little project car, I can. But if I were to kind of push myself up to another higher, more expensive car, then I would probably have to sell the wagon sooner than I wanted to. So ultimately, for all those reasons, I ended up getting this, a 2018 black BMW M2. And this isn't any old ordinary M2. It's got a lot of aftermarket modifications already on it, and we're gonna have so much fun with this car. So what I wanna do real quick is just walk around the car with you guys and show you what it looks like, and then after that, we'll finish up this video and get started with the modifications. Let's get started. Okay guys, this is the car. Let's quickly talk about it. It is a 2018 BMW M2. And I know we've already talked about that a little bit, but let me quickly walk around the car and tell you guys some kind of cosmetic exterior things, then we'll jump inside real quick. So, first things first, very large carbon fiber rear spoiler. I do like it. I do like the fact that it has kind of the devil horn. You look up, it kind of comes up and then back over and back up again. I do like that. I probably would have got one that's a little bit smaller if I had picked it myself, but I do think it looks good. If we look down here, it does have the active auto work exhaust tips. These are kind of a brushed aluminum look, and I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? I like it. Moving up, you obviously have the little gloss black side gills, carbon fiber mirror caps. They're kind of the faux M3 mirror caps, so they kind of come back in. The normal 2 Series doesn't have that, so it looks good. I like it. We also have the body colored reflector. Looks nice. And of course, you have to have the chintzy BMW grills in black. So I think every BMW has that. Let's quickly look in the engine. Let me pop this open. Double pull because it's BMW. All right, so all that turbo whooshy noise that you heard in that sound clip, that's actually coming from this right here. It is a engine intake. Very, very nice. If you look over here, you can just about make out the charge pipe down there. It's a metal piece. The charge pipes on these cars are notorious for going bad, so I'm very glad that that was already on the car. And if you can look way down there, you'll be able to see a very nice Active Auto Works 200 cell downpipe. That is a must for these cars. The downpipes on these cars are extremely, extremely restrictive. And if you have one of those, you'll free up a lot of horsepower, but it also sounds really, really good. Okay, now what I want to do is jump in on the inside and show you the main piece de resistance, and that is the manual transmission. So this is the main reason why I went for the car again. It has a 6-speed manual transmission, and it feels awesome. Feels really, really, really good. I can't wait to talk more about that in the future. It already has the upgraded in performance shift lever, which I really, really like. Beyond that, really nothing to write home about. This is exposed dry weave carbon fiber. I think it looks really good. Kind of a chunky steering wheel. I do like it though. And over here you can kind of see some Alcantara, which looks good. Beyond that, really nothing to write home about. You know, it's kind of a very driver-centric, driver-focused car, and the cabin kind of conveys that message as well. I know you guys are gonna ask, let me just go ahead and show you. There is enough room in the back seat for you to fit a little toddler, your car seat, whatever. Trust me, I've already done it. If you hit this button right here, you can roll the seat forward. And I'm gonna show you right now how to get in. Jump in like that. And honestly guys, there's a lot of room in here. It might look small, but it's actually not. There's actually a lot of room in here. Kind of tell? Let me pull this back. So I know I can sit behind myself very comfortably. So even when we have my daughter in here in her big car seat, that massive thing, I fit just fine. So pretty cool on the M2 because it looks really small from the outside, but from the inside, it's actually not bad. All right, let's get out of here. Okay guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new car. I am loving it. I can't wait to share more of it with you guys. And most importantly, race it, track it, really just have some fun with it, bring you guys along with the experience, let you kind of know what's good and what's bad when modifying and fixing these cars up. So with that, thank you for making it to the video. Thank you for continuing to comment and subscribe. I really appreciate that, guys. We will see you next time. Peace.